Good morrow, people. How's y'all doing? It's me, it's Josh. It's the host with the most swag, YOLO, all that gay stuff. No, I'm kidding. I hate swag and YOLO. It's such a stupid phrase. Speaking of which, I'm thinking about maybe making one of my channels not just movie reviews, but making it music reviews. Like, I'll review a song. I see it a lot. There's a guy named A Dose of Buckley. If you don't know who that is, check out his channel. I mean, he gets pretty, not aggressive per se, but he gets pretty stern and adamant about things. And I like his humor, but you may not. I don't know. Then there's another guy, part of the League of Super Critics, which, you know, Nostalgia Chick, Nostalgia Critic, Linkara, what's the other guy's name? Oh, and Todd in the Shadows. He reviews music. I don't know if it's just if it's just pop, but he takes like certain pop songs or whatever, and he says, "Oh, I don't like this. Oh, this song is dumb because of these reasons. Music is supposed to sound like this, blah blah blah," and he gives his reasons. He's pretty cool. Check him out. Todd in the Shadows. Look him up. But what I want to discuss right now is not music. What is it? What is it? It's movies. Just generally movies. You know? I can understand in some ways when they change things that would be totally unrealistic for plot. However, in Superman 4, when he flies into space and brings that Russian cosmonaut back to the ship, he speaks in Russian in space. Now, let me tell you a little something. Now, I don't know the exact definition, so I'll give you the best I can and to try to describe it the best way I can. That sound cannot travel through space. See, in the air, well, we have the air. It hangs all around us. And when air passes through our windpipe, whether, you know, when it's closed at certain points, whether, you know, tight, loose, you know, and it varies dependent on the sound and how much air is expelled through your mouth. And also the sound, the way you form your mouth and the way your tongue moves and where your teeth are, that's actually important too, your teeth. That's important. And how it all forms and how it all makes sounds. Now, when it's shot out of our mouth, it travels through air, you know, and our air is made up of a gas. It's a gas. So these sound waves are carried through this gas, and it hits someone else's ear, and it goes into the ear canal, and it goes up to the brain, and the brain deciphers the sound. And the sound we typically hear are certain mouth sounds and words, and the brain figures out that that's what that word is. So we know what they're saying, and we understand, so we can communicate. However, in space, there is no solid, liquid, or gas for air to pass through. In fact, if you were to try to breathe, air would be sucked out of you, because it's a vacuum. The sound waves cannot travel through anything. So, if you did try to talk, it'd sound like this. Not a thing. Not a thing. And then they have explosions in space, and I can understand, like Star Wars and Star Trek, it's for plot. It's for plot. It's to give it excitement, you know. I understand that. But in Superman, I don't care if he can survive in space. That's not the point. He can't speak in space. Seriously. He goes up and has the Russian door, and they're all in their suits or whatever, and he's like, "Udoratsura, das vidanya." I'm like, what? No. No. And then how his cape is flapping, the only reason it would move is because the movement he's generating will cause the material to move, but ever so slightly because they're in 0 G's. Not like it's in air. So, that's, you know, if films really wanted to blow me away, they'd be as accurate as they can be. Now, Jaws, it's pretty accurate. I mean, it's a horror movie, so it's not gonna have, you know, it'd be perfectly normal. I mean, sharks usually aren't this aggressive and vengeful, oh, excuse me, that type of thing. So you usually won't be, you know, he'll hunt someone down until he gets them. No. However, when you're in the shark's point of view and you hear sound, that's actually not as accurate. Our ears aren't as receptive. most ears or auditory receptors in the animals that are in the ocean are super sensitive. Sound travels apparently twice as fast in water. I know, it's crazy. So, if a shark's like a mile away, you know, if it took like 30 minutes for sound to like traverse that much, it would be there in like 10 minutes. Just something's over there. I'm gonna go check it out. Swim, 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 swim. See, these movies, they think that they have to embellish. They think they have to make it overdramatic. For me, sometimes, yeah, it's understandable. But sometimes, I just want to see a realistic and good movie. You know? And how all these horror movies, it's always the same. Some dumb girl, like, well, if that's down in the basement, I'm gonna go check it out alone. With no light. And just a flashlight that I can drop. And then trip on the stairs as I try to go up, and then get eaten and killed or whatever. No. I know it would be kind of like, you'd have to have at least one of those things in a horror movie, because that's kind of what it does. But you find all the horror movie rules, and you go against all of them. Yeah, break the mold, people. Break the mold. The girl who's being chased in the beginning turns around and whoops the killer's ass. Just, you know, stab, 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 blom, 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 blom. Of course the killer will survive, but, you know, she doesn't do the double tap. Here she doesn't do the double tap. And then at the end of the movie, bang, 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 chop, 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 double tap. That would be a cool movie, because it's different. Doesn't follow the rules. Oh my gosh, I'm short. And here's another thing, since we're talking about movies and stuff. You know what movie I like? Godzilla movies. People are like, why? They're so cheesy. Well, think about this. It looks a little more realistic if there's someone in a suit moving it. Now, admittedly, it will look like someone in a suit. However, some of the more recent movies, they've kind of had a similar thing, but they still got it down to where it's not animated. And I have nothing wrong against animation, as long as it's done to support and propel the story. You know? When he comes out of the water, if it's all CGI, it's all... I'm Godzilla. No, it's... You know, that type of thing. You know? Nuclear blast beam. That's how it is. That's how it is. But no. They don't do that anymore. Animatronics and puppetry, it's all stupid now. My point is, people need to start making more real movies. You know, real movies. The feel of the movie. You know, in 1951, there was a movie called Ants. It was about how after, you know, they entered the nuclear age, nuclear radiation caused these ants to grow ginormous. And they went around killing people. And they were little puppets. But they looked so cool. And for the 50s, I was like, oh, it's so realistic, oh my god! But people nowadays are like, animate. It's like, oh, shut up. But anyway, that's why I hate movies nowadays. We don't try, we cop out. We don't make it real, we animate. But, yeah. This was my little spiel on music and effects, movies and effects, and stuff like that. But, anyway. Catch you guys later. Peace off.